Hey guys, how are you? So unfortunately, Golden Goose Productions was demonetized because of reused content, and as such, I figured that it would be probably for the best if I was more present in my videos and sort of explain the creative process behind some of the videos that YouTube may not view as transformative or may consider reused content, basically. So let's talk about the two elephants in the room, the two most popular videos, the ruler of everything videos. So I believe that this was kind of the perfect storm of good luck for me because this really, suffice it to say, these videos kind of changed my life with how popular they were. I never made any money off it because I don't own the song, of course, but getting that attention and popularity was pretty crazy. So let's rewind a little bit. So it was, I believe, February of 2021, and I was going through Twitter and I saw a Peter Griffin ruler of everything meme in the replies. I didn't know what it was. It just sounded very theatrical. It sounded very catchy though. So me being the theater kid that I am, I decided to go look for it on YouTube, on Spotify, and I just really started listening to it. It was a very joyous night. That entire night, I was listening to that album of Tally Hall, the one with the ruler of everything, Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum, over and over again. And that was really the day I got hooked on the band Tally Hall. It just really fit my likes. It was very goofy sort of band. So this was during January and February of last year. This is when the ruler of everything memes were really taking place. Like people would get these characters and they would make what I would call AMVs, what some people would call AMVs. I would call them like a different genre of like narrative storytelling alongside music, right? I don't know if that's a genre now. It might be dead, but back in January 2021, it was very, very common to see Peter Griffin ruler of everything, Trollface ruler of everything, Mario ruler of everything. And so I wanted to do the same. I'd never done an AMV before. I'd never done anything of that sort. I've not had any experience with editing that much because I didn't have any film classes in high school or college. So one day I decided to I wanted to make it off a character, and I didn't know which character to do it off, but it was kind of obvious what I was going to do. This was the previous year, later on the previous year, I just gotten rehooked on Phineas and Ferb, the show, and it was weird because I adopted like this persona where I kind of pretend to be Doofenshmirtz in video games with my friends and stuff. So it was only natural that I wanted to do it off of Doofenshmirtz. What I didn't realize is that the song is about time. The song is about the concept of time being the ruler of everything, and that just really fit him because in the sequel show, Phineas and Ferb, Mile Murphy's Law, he goes by the alias Professor Time because he invents time travel. Not only that, but he wants to be the ruler of the tri-state area. So being the ruler of everything, it just really matched him. And you know, as I discovered later, the lyrics really match the song. So anyway, with that in mind, I wanted to make a short meme off of Dr. Doofenshmirtz, where he is the ruler of everything. So you know, do you like how I walk? Do you like how I talk? So this was a big trend at the time. So I'd go get clips from the show where it really matched what he was doing. So I knew that in one episode, him and Perry the Platypus were walking kind of like this. So I wanted that for Do You Like How I Walk? I knew he would like slap a blackboard, say backstory, backstory, backstory. So I figured that's what I would get for You Like How I Talk, etc., etc. We go on and on. I wanted to really represent the fact that this is about time, and the song is about time, and he's Professor Time. I didn't make that too explicit in the first video, but that was always the intention, I swear. So a few gimmicks that I'm really proud of was I wanted to have this melancholy feeling because the lyrics are very absurd, which makes sense because he's what I would consider a very absurd character as well. He's very lighthearted despite all the crazy things going on. That's why I felt like having some representation of a more positive character would be better because the memes at the time were very dark, very negative, very spooky even, of Peter Griffin like killing people, of Trollface. If you've seen that video, it's restricted for kids because it's very graphic. I wanted some positive experience out there to show people, yeah, I can make I can make the visuals match the lyrics. I can make this whole story where it's like, yes, he is the ruler of everything. That's who he wants to be, and that was nice. A lot of gimmicks that I included in that one video is that there's a point where it's what is it? Do you like how my face disintegrates into chalk? It was zoom in at old Doofenshmirtz's face. There's an episode where he accidentally made himself old and it became red. And the reason I did that is because that's how it was at the time. All the memes would have that line, do you like how my face disintegrates into chalk? It would be like a slow zoom in to like a very creepy image. And like I didn't really want to do that. I wanted all or at least most of the clips to be from the show. So I just got like old Doofenshmirtz, I made him red. That's why it's the only like really edited clip because I wanted to fit in with the zeitgeist at the time. Anyway, yeah, no, like a lot of the lyrics of the song just really matched. Like he has a wonderful wife. They're divorced, but they don't fight. She criticizes him for being egocentric. He thinks he has a powerful job. All these things. So I released the video, and about a week later, it gets 1,000 views, and this is crazy because at the time we only had a few other videos, and they weren't really doing so well. I mean, they had a decent amount, like 100, 200. It's not too bad. But this one really skyrocketed to 1,000. It was the first video ever had 1,000 people see. So I figured I'll make a sequel. I'll make the whole music video, and some people were doing that. Like Troller of Everything, as an example, was someone else's attempt to make the whole 3-minute song a featurette AMV, what I would call. And to tell you the truth, at first I didn't want to do it. But then, just getting all that support from 1,000 people saying that they wanted to see the full thing, I figured, why not? I'll give it to the people. So this time around, I was using the full song, and I wanted to have a story going on. The story that I wanted to tell with this was that we started off at humble beginnings, in the gallow or the ghetto, in the town or the meadow. Well, no, at the very beginning was Juno was mad, he'd been had, and I wanted to be like, that's present day Doofenshmirtz. He's sort of reflecting on his life. So that beginning part, it only used clips of young Doofenshmirtz. He didn't have the best childhood. He was always neglected by his family. So it was like, despite being neglected, he ended up being this very positive figure. Those are like the humble beginnings that would lead to his eventual becoming the ruler of everything. Then the song, the middle part of the song is just the previous meme I made. I just copy pasted that because I didn't need to make it again. It was already created, and it was about it's just the absurdist lyrics again to give you like a sense of what his character is. That even though he's supposed to be the villain of the show, he's a very likable kind of guy. And then I think like that was a really great stylistic choice to really juxtapose like the young Doofenshmirtz and like the current Doofenshmirtz, who's supposed to be a bad guy, but he's like I wouldn't say hero, but he's a very lighthearted guy. He cares about people. He doesn't really want to hurt anyone. The rap part was very fun. I just got what I would consider lots of songs that were like of higher BPM. Like he was like rapping, he was bopping to the beat, like everyone's talking fast, all this time motifs, like there's a clock that shows up at one point. And I made sure to use some of the memes, like the platypus controlling me meme was also featured in there. I just wanted to put as many clock motifs as possible to really give the image of he is the guy that you should really be praising. Like he wants to be this big emperor basically, and that's kind of what ends up happening. My favorite parts are really the second time they go ruler of everything, because like I put imagery of Doofenshmirtz in the different alternate timelines because it's a very abstract show. Phineas Ferb, they go through many different like scenarios and stuff. So for example, he's talking to the Emperor of Star Wars, which is basically everything. He's in the bad future where there's statues of him and everyone's praising him and he's like making all these crazy laws. And then to top it all off, one of my favorite shots, in my opinion, is having that really slow shot where it's ruler of everything in the end, and it's like he's in his Dufania, he's in his town that he made, and he's just reveling in the fact that he is the ruler of everything. I think another part that I kind of forgot was at the end of the rap part, it goes, give it up and smile, and he's crying, he's letting go of his balloon, he's letting go of his childhood icon. That's really the beginning of his loss of innocence, was him giving up that balloon, his only friend at that point in time. And so it was very, what I would say, I guess melancholy is the word, to really see the loss of the balloon as like, juxtaposing the lyrics, give up and smile. He's giving up, but he's not smiling, he's crying. He's dressed as a lawn gnome in the dark of night, he has no friends, and it's just a very sad scene. So we go back to the present day, skip the Rule of Everything part, and it's just, I wanted to make sure that ending was as melancholic as possible. The last non-dream shot was the very last scene you see of him in the movie. There's a movie that was released in 2020, and the scene where he's on the dragon with his daughter, that was like the last shot you get of him, and that's currently the last shot of Doofenshmirtz ever. It might be last forever, I don't know, maybe we'll never see him again. And on top of that, I wanted to make it clear that the video it's kind of like a dream sequence, and that's why the last two clips are like of Doofenshmirtz imagining what it would be like as the ruler of everything. It's not canon, it's up to your interpretation. Is he actually the ruler of everything, or is it all like a dream? So yeah, that's kind of the video of it. I showed it, like I had some peer reviews, some people see it before I released it, because I was like, is it good? Like, do you agree with the lyrics? And to be fair, there's some lyrics I feel like I could have had better clips on. For example, the big one is, if this mirror were clear, I'd be standing so tall. Like, that really has nothing to do with Doofenshmirtz. That's just one of his haters going off. Anyway, so I released the video, and I was a bit nervous because, like, what are the odds that maybe these two videos will compete with each other, maybe this one won't blow up, and like, even though it's longer, it's gonna end up being like a waste. Like, I was really, really passionate about it. I released it, and I got about, I don't remember how much it got, but like there was this one stretch of time between March and April where it just really skyrocketed. Like I was getting 50,000 views a day, and that was really really joyous time because me and my friend were like, I think we made it. I remember every day we'd refresh and like the views would double, and it was really crazy time to be alive. It's crazy that this was about a year ago. So yeah, basically these two videos, I wanted to tell a story about how this character, who a lot of us view as, I feel like he's our generation's like Homer Simpson or SpongeBob SquarePants, where we look back on him and we're like, wow, he was great. He was that guy, the peak cartoon character. So I feel like a lot of people really need to, I guess, be more aware of his story, because I feel like he teaches you to be a good dad and a good person altogether. Like, yes, he has this evil facade, but his facade is a scam. He doesn't actually want to hurt anyone. So that's, I guess, the creative process behind the video. I remember getting these clips and putting them, aligning them with the music and taking them all, in the context of what they were, was pretty great. And I remember the comments were all like, "Wow, this is like one of the best edits I've ever seen." You know, it's supposed you directly referenced the show. It wasn't just like abstract memes that sort of tangentially had to do with the character. It wasn't overly negative. It wasn't overly pessimistic. And that was sort of always the intention of Phineas and Ferb, to never be this super depressing or mean-spirited show. And that's sort of the vibes I wanted to give off when I made this video. And you know, on top of all that, it just really opened my eyes to editing. This was my first time ever really editing something that major. So you know, I'm not saying that, you know, because I added, you know, because there was impact font and because I added, you know, matching the lyrics of the show with one another, that it's the most like revolutionary thing ever, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. So I hope this video has, you know, helped you out somehow, makes you understand what my process was at the time. And yeah, no, I hope that someone out there enjoys watching it, sort of understanding my thought process behind making this video that sort of became the icon of my channel. I'm going to do a few more episodes of behind the scenes type stuff, but if you enjoyed, please leave a like, and thanks. I'm going to be doing more explaining videos, so catch you on the flip side.